Hey everybody, back again. Failed entrepreneur coming strong at you. Another hot take, this time on burnout, entrepreneurial burnout, or just burnout in general, and how it happens and how damning burnout can be. Right, this is something I struggle with. This is probably, if I'm honest, the number one thing I struggle with a lot. All these projects, it's something that is very relevant now, but if I'm honest and looking back in my life, it's something I've always struggled with, even when I was little, right? And that's just burning out on your project and your energy and your ideas. And totally, I know I'm going against the grain here, the entrepreneurial grain. If you are in that entrepreneurial space, that little part of the internet where entrepreneurs hang out on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook groups, all those motivational areas where people talk mad game about you got to work hard and double down and never quit and chase those dreams, right? And it's all 90% mindset, 10, whatever, if you know what I'm talking about, it's just incessant. All the banging of the drum of just, you got to work hard. That's the only way. Elon Musk, right? Entrepreneurial poster boy. Elon Musk is a crazy dude. And he had a famous quote, came out a while ago, I guess, right? He just says the secret to success is just working hard, working harder than the other guy. Say your competitor works like 50 hours a week, right? Well, then if you work 100 hours, you'll get double the amount done in like the same amount of time, right? You just outwork and out hustle everybody. And take, from a guy like Elon Musk, who's probably just laser focused, centrally minded on things. He's like, he can do that, and he can do that easily, right? Some people are just wired that way. But here's the thing. Most people, I would assume, probably aren't. And there's a danger in that. And if you throw yourself into something, and that's a good thing to do, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying here is moderation, right? F that. I've done that before. I've gone all in, jump in the deep end, right? Both feet first, into the fire. And, whenever I start something, right? All these crazy ideas and things I've done on the internet before, this YouTube channel notwithstanding, anytime you start something, you always got a lot of great ideas and, again, a lot of energy and hustle and this vision that you can see if you can only reach out there and touch it. When you get, it's fun, at least for me, to be creative and to build something and to develop and to problem solve, right? And getting things made, like, I'm good at that. I can build things up from zero. Not easily, but I can get it done, right? But it takes a lot of hard work, and there's just so much stuff to do. Like, say you wanted to launch a small business today, right? Easier said than done. You got to, first of all, figure out what the business is going to be, right? You got to do your cost structure. You got to do your budget, your marketing plan, your partners, right? The selling price, the cost, all the, advertising. There's just so much there. You got to build up the website. You got to go and build up your social media. That means you got to build up the Instagram, and then you got to make a Twitter account. You got to build up that Twitter account, and you got to build up your Facebook group, right? And then you got to have to make things to put on there. You're going to have to make posts. You're going to have to make graphics. You're going to have to make a logo. There's so much stuff to do. Your website, you got to do the SEO, and you got to write content and get the photos and build it up. Failed entrepreneur, just hire people to do all that. You can, if you have the money to, right? It's stuff that you can do easily. 1 second, coffee break. It's a lot to do, right? And my problem is once that's done, that's like a marathon and a sprint all at once, just to try and get all that stuff done. And the problem I struggle with is that by that time, I'm burnt out, right? Like, I've worked so hard to build these things, and that's just small business. I've done other things too, but you get burnt out, and it's just like, I need like a mental break, or I might be working at it now, but I might be working at like quarter speed is what I used to before, because I worked so hard on something, and now I got dialed back. I mean, hey, I'm a single dad, right? I got other responsibilities. I can't throw myself into these things 24/7. I tried that. I quit my job teaching this year so I could focus on my small startup basically 24/7. And yes, guess what? I got a lot of shit done on that small business. But when it came time to do the marketing, well, a lot of things went wrong. But a big thing was just kind of like, burnout. And so I had to put, it's on pause right now. But if I go back and if I look at like every other like big idea I've tried to build up and launch, what kills it, right? Why did those plans fail? If I'm going to be honest, it wasn't because I ran out of money. These things usually were built with zero money, right? It wasn't because the idea sucked and failed. The real thing is that, if I need to take responsibility, I killed it. I got burnt out. I got squirrel mentality, and I get a different idea, like, oh, this one's even better, and I switch off onto that, and this thing gets put on the back burner, and then it just ends up fading away and going away, right? All these things I do, they didn't die. I abandoned. That's harsh. That's hard to say. I just got burnt out. I got burnt out on them, and I can list 5 or 6 off the top of my head things that have happened to that, right? And it's, like I said, I'm struggling with it right now. But my advice, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, is that when you start building up a project, a business, a website, YouTube channel, whatever it is, the Elon Musk route, 100 hours a week, that might be good for some people, but like, know your limits, right? And if that's just too much, you gotta build in time for yourself, right? Spend time with the family, spend time with the kids, read a book. Don't read any of those motivational, self-help, business. Read a book for the fun of reading a book, right? Go and watch, a movie every now and then. Go hang out with your friends and enjoy, that social life, right? To throw yourself into something too much, too hard is a recipe for disaster, right? Because you got to have breaks. You just can't keep doing the same thing over and over, and then just, you're not a robot. Again, Elon Musk excluded. Mark Zuckerberg excluded. Musk's not a robot. That guy's just a machine, right? Zuckerberg is a robot, right? Just be very, very careful, because again, I think, and again, in my experience, that's killed way more projects of mine than anything else. It wasn't the market that killed my plans and businesses and ideas. It really, again, was just my burnout, and I couldn't keep at that pace, and then it becomes a chore. And then it's not fun anymore. And then it's something that you don't want to do. It's something that you have to do. And by that's not a good place to be. You want to, part of being motivated is having fun and playing and enjoying what you're doing. And if you work too hard at something, think of sports. This happens all the time in sports, right? Parents push their kids into playing the sport. Coffee, go away. They're going to be you're going to go to get a college scholarship because you're going to be the best little baseball player around. And so they put those kids into little leagues and sports all the time, and then they coach and they train, and every day after school it's an hour in the batting cages, right? And what happens is those kids get good, they're really good, but then they just get burnt out because they can't enjoy growing up like regular kids, right? They don't get a chance to go and play. They don't get a chance to go and hang with their friends. And then, the sport's not fun anymore, and they don't want to do it. And all that time, and then think of all that money that you invested and spent is wasted. It's gone because you just get burnt out.